Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from asortofinterestinglife.com and you're joining me for a very misty bike ride around Oswestry. This is my hometown where I still work, and I did spend the first 25 years of my life in this town, so I've got obviously a lot of family and friends who live about, so there's a lot of coming and going that goes on between the boat and town, depending on where the boat is, as some of you will have already seen in my previous biking videos. That can throw in all sorts of different bike rides. I wish I'd been recording them for all of last year, because some of them were like proper epics, like 26 miles and goodness knows what, and going all over the place to friends' houses. But back on track with this video, as many people request me to do random bike rides around Oswestry just to have a look at it, I thought I'd try something different, as when I came out of work on a Sunday evening and found this incredible misty scenery, I thought, yeah, let's go out and see what the video turns out as. And the very last clips I've thrown into this, just for the sake of showing how much moisture was in the air, as it got a little bit darker and a little bit colder. The fog got even thicker than what you're seeing here, and we're currently just riding around the empty car park of one of the town doctor's surgeries. And I really just wanted to try this out, just to do a completely different style. I will do some proper bike riding around town for the people who want to see it properly, but I thought just as something completely different, we've been doing a lot of these rural bike ride videos recently, so here's one. It's like sort of a bit dark and a bit grim, and it's all misty and all that sort of stuff. And you'll notice as well, a lot of this is sort of town centre and down sort of main roads through the housing parts, rather than being the sort of, ooh, look, we're on the lovely country lanes on the outskirts of town and then disappearing out into the country. This is completely different to the normal videos that I do, so I hope that you'll enjoy it just for the sake of what it is. This is the bus station that we're cutting across and through here, and there's so many things that I'd love to point out and talk about, but we'd never ever get anything done. This is the car park on the town market, and just to the left hand side of the screen you might see the wall and then a mound there. That's the Bailey Head, where one of the very old castles once upon a time stood. There's a few stones still up there, and it's right sort of in the middle of the town itself, so you can look out and see all of the town around. And yes, I'm imagining there's somebody out there saying, oh, can you go and film like a 360-degree view? I will put that in the video at some point. I'll put a link in the description as well to just a video little documentary that I recorded about Oswestry, just for, again, anybody who's interested. We're cutting back now to, this is where, when the market was in its heyday, when I was growing up, it would all be filled with stalls along here, and oh man, they were good times, and there was all sorts of random things that you just never saw in shops, whereas now obviously we've got a lot of pound shops and cheap shops like that have sort of really started to run the markets out of business. But again, it's just, well, like I say, I just wanted to do this video as something completely different for a change. And as we randomly cut through the town centre again, you can start to see that sort of as it gets darker, the moisture's starting to build up on the camera a lot more. And this is a GoPro, if anybody's wondering. Well, of course, it's going to be a GoPro. Everything's a GoPro these days. But as we cut through town, it's just, again, it's like the Sunday is, or a Sunday, if I can word that correctly, is the perfect time to get out and do these bits of filming, because there's just nobody about. And if I've had days off, if I've had weeks off work, I will often try and come into a Sunday if I've got filming to do, such as when I did the documentary and so on, because I know that the Sunday is likely to have sort of I don't know, maybe from 8:30 till about maybe even as late as 11 o'clock in the morning, where there's just absolutely nobody about in the streets. And equally in the night time now, even though it's only just sort of early evening at this point, obviously there's no shops being open really, and there's nothing for people to really be out doing. So again, you can see that well, just as we were riding around that massive car park just then, there's just nobody out, so it's ideal to be able to like do these things. And I've done videos in the past where I, like, really late on a Sunday night, I'm biking down all the alleyways and stuff like that, and I will do a proper one of those at some point as well in the future. But really, as I say, I just wanted to share this with you and see what you all thought. As we end up stopping at the traffic lights here, I suppose that as this video is about to vanish into a blur of moisture on the camera and unrecognisable streetlights, I will say thank you very much for watching. Please do check out all of my other bike riding videos. They're a lot more rural, a lot more sort of countryside and Shropshire and Wales scenery and going downhill very fast and all that sort of stuff, rather than this grimy sort of urban murky footage in the evenings. So feel free to check those out and subscribe, and feel free to add me personally on Facebook and Twitter, or like the Facebook page if you want to see loads of random photos from life afloat and general updates from life on the canal. Feel free also to check out my books available for the Kindle. If you're so intrigued about mentions of Narrowboat life, just search for The Narrowboat Lad on Amazon, or find the links to everything that I've just mentioned in the description below. Until the next time, keep it bike-worthy, and farewell.